Hello dears, welcome to Excel tutorials from COMTick. So in this episode we're gonna learn 5 golden rules of working with Excel functions and formulas. So if you're working with Excel functions and formulas, you need to know these 5 golden rules. So it would be my pleasure if you subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. So let's start. The first rule. So start each formula or function with an equal sign. So if you're working with Excel functions or formulas, you need to start your function or formula with an equal sign. Otherwise, your formula or function won't work. Okay, the next one. As many parentheses that you open, you have to close them back. So when you're working with an Excel function, as many parentheses that you open in your function, and you have to close them back. Otherwise, you will get an error. So you don't need to count the number of parentheses because Excel itself identifies the number of parentheses that you open. So when you close them back, Excel gives you a sign when you close the last parenthesis. So the third one, write any text inside the quotation marks. So in your function, if you're writing any text, the text must be written inside the quotation marks. Otherwise, you will jump to an error. The fourth, separate conditions in functions with a comma or a semicolon. So when we are writing functions, in functions we might have a lot of conditions. So separate each condition with a comma or a semicolon. So it depends on your computer setting, which is a comma or a semicolon. But in most computer it works a comma. So the last one, if you select a range of cells, use from colon, which means tail. So in order to understand these golden rules, let me give an example. And here's a list of students with the scores that they got in different subjects. So first here I want to total the number of the students, then I want to get the average score for each student, and then I will check the status of each student by an if function. To sum up all the scores, we have a function which is called sum, equal sign sum. As you see, this is a function and we have to start a function with an equal sign. Then the name of the function, which is sum, and we select this number and enter. So this is the total of score which they got in these subjects. Now here I want to find the average score for each student. So the average for this, also we have a function which is called average, again because it's a function, equal sign, so average. Here is the function average, select this number and enter. This is the average score for each student. So now I want to check the status of each student by an if function. So equal sign if the average or this cell, which is our logical test, is greater and equal than 90. So comma, open the quotation. So with this condition, the student should be in grade A. So close the quotation, comma. Our next condition, if this cell is greater and equal than 80, so comma, quotation. So with this condition, the student should be in grade B. Close the quotation, comma. Again, if this cell is greater and equal than 70, comma. So the students with this condition should be in grade C. So again, if this cell is greater than 60, so the student should be in grade D. And the last condition, if the cell is greater and equal than 50, so the student should be in grade F. So else, if all these conditions are not true, so then the student is failed. So we have to write failed. So now we have to close our parentheses, first, second, third, fourth and fifth. See, when I press the last parenthesis, so you see a sign here, which is the last parenthesis. Enter. So now I drag it down. See, the students that they got between 90 and 100, they are in grade A. And the students that they got between 80 and 90, they are on grade B, like this one and this one and so on. And the students that they got less than 50, so they are failed. So if I click here, so in the formula bar you can see that how these rules work. So we have started our function with an equal sign, and then we have written all the texts like grade A, grade B, grade C inside the quotation marks, and we have separated our condition with a comma, and finally as many parentheses that we have opened, we have closed them back. So now let me give an example for the last one. So if you select the range of cells, so you can use column by giving the address of column and rows. How? So first let me type some numbers here. So I want to select this range of numbers and sum up them together. So there are two ways that you can select them. So the first one, equal sign, sum. So the easiest way, just you can select the first cell and drag it down. So you can choose it like this, which means it is from P7 till P14. P means the column P and the numbers means the number of the rows. So we started from P7, it means column P and row number 7, up to again column P and row number 14. So enter and it's done. Or so you can select the range of cells by giving the address of column and rows. How? For example, equal sign, so sum, so column P, okay, and row 7. See, this cell is selected, and column, which means tell. So again we are in column P and we come down up to row 14, and that's it. So see how these golden rules work. So that's it for this episode. Please subscribe my channel and click on the bell in order not to miss my other videos. See you next time. Bye bye.